So I hope you have understood the data, and let's now create the year-wise PM 2.5 concentration in a state of Delhi. So for that, I'm going to write the name year-wise trend of PM 2.5. So this one we can comment it, and you can copy this data frame from here. I'm pasting it here. So I'm filtering the data. So we want the state name of Delhi. So state name, it should be like Delhi. So let's see what's the name in the state name. So for that, you can always do unique state this. So you can see the name of a Delhi is not Delhi, it's basically NCT of Delhi. So it's National Capital of Delhi. So let me replace the Delhi with the NCT of Delhi. Yeah. So we have filtered the data out of total data. So now let me run this code. And this one is the, so you can see state of 9 PM concentration from 1998 to all the way up to 2021. So, but this is in like horizontal form, but we want in a vertical form. So what we can do, so we can do the plot longer. So I think if I make a pipeline and we do plot longer. Okay, so I think library is not installed. So plot longer function is in the library of tidyr. So let me install the library first. So tidyr, and it should be in a double quote or single quote. So let it be installed. Yes. So it got installed. So I'm going to library global, and here I'm reading the library. That's tidyr. Fantastic. So if you remember, I said that every time you install a new library, you have to run the snapshot function. RENV snapshot, so that it can record it in their R environment log file. So do you want to, add these all libraries? Yes. So now the R environment is updated. So let's go to a data script. So let me see if we can like plot longer. Yeah. So we have a data with us. So it's plot longer, and we have to name to. So name I want to give year, and value I want to give to value to PM 2.5, and we don't want to select state name. So if yeah, so you can see we got the data. That's the NCT of Delhi 1998. It was this, and then we got all the data. So it's running perfectly fine. So you can see we have used the plot longer, in which we have like given the state name that we don't want to include in the plot longer, and we want to give the name to year and the value to PM 2.5. So finally we got the data. That's this one. And let's now plot this data. So I'm going to use the high chart. So for that, first I have to install the high chart library. High charter. So it is installing all the dependencies. So yes, so it got installed, and it's time to load this library here. Library high chart. So you can also create a like chart by using ggplot2, but here I'm using the high charter because this high charter library uses a JavaScript at a backend, and it provides a really beautiful charts. Yeah, so I've loaded this library, and again you have to run this snapshot. Just now updated. So go to the data script. So I have already written the code. Let me copy it here. So we can replace some of the variables, like this is the data frame, and we want at the x-axis year, we want to show PM 2.5. That's fantastic. And also the title should be India's population weighted. No, it should be Delhi. Delhi's population weighted 2.5 from 1998 to 2021. And I think everything is fine. So let's now run this code. So this one is a SC x-axis for providing the value of x-axis. You can also provide a title inside this, and then SC y-axis. So here you can give the name of the y-axis, and we are using SC add series. So in this SC add series, we have given the name PM 2.5 and data that we want to show on the y-axis, and what kind of chart we want. Here I have mentioned line. If you want a column chart, then you can also mention the column chart here. So if you want to give any particular color, so here I have chosen a dark maroon color, but if you want any other color, you can also provide that. And in a tooltip, like if you hover over the line chart, what do you want to see? So I want to see the value of y along with their unit. I am also allowing the exporting to be enabled, so you can export this basically chart to anywhere, and also you can download the chart in your local system. So I'm running this code. Fantastic. So you can see we had the PM 1998 to 2021, and look at a tooltip we have 74.3 microgram per meter cube in PM 1999. So this is why it's important to write in HTML format. So here you can see we can view in a full screen. You can print the chart, you can download PNG, JPG, PDF. So that's fantastic. And this is all coming because we have provided this particular command, that's SC exporting, that we have enabled true. And if you want to show the data label on each step, then in that case, in a SC series, beside the color, you can pass the data label argument, data label, and within the data label, you can provide a enable is equal to true. And now run this code again. So now you can see the data label here, but not looking great because we have a lot of data. For now, I am just enabling false. Great. I think one thing that's very important to do is that remove this PM from the year names. So let me do that. So this is a dataset that we are using. So if I want to remove year, so we can use the gsub function. I think that will work. And within the pattern, I think we can provide a living number, remove everything. So replacement, what do we want to replace them? We want to replace with nothing. And this is the vector of data. So yeah, so it's coming correctly. And if you want to see, so fantastic. So we have successfully cleaned this column. And now one more thing you can do, because this one is coming in double quote, so it must be character type. So what you can do, you can make this as an integer type. So as dot integer, you can paste it here. Fantastic. So again, if you run this code, let's see what comes up. Fantastic. So you can see now it's totally cleaned. So similarly, if you want to see the trend of any other state, so you can just, you have to replace this with the name of the state. So if I write here Uttar Pradesh, let's see what comes up. Fantastic. So this is the data of Uttar Pradesh seeing over here. And to confirm that, so what we can do. So how do we know that this is one is Uttar Pradesh data? So it's very important to keep the name of the state in the chart. So what we can do, we can create a SC subtitle, and within that we can provide the name of the state. So we can use the pest0 function. So here we can write like state name colon, and here we can give statement, and here is to be unique, and unique So let me run this code again. Fantastic. So you can see we have the state name as Uttar Pradesh. So if you change the name in the data frame, automatically the chart name of the chart will change. So if I write Haryana, look, now we got a data of Haryana. Fantastic. So this is how we are going to create multiple charts.